Hello folks, I've had a bad cold this week and I'm not feeling or looking so well, so I'm off camera yet again. It's been quite an evening here at Collecting Elton. Today, various editions of Elton's new album, Elton and Brandi Carlile's new album, opened for pre-orders in many major territories. And just today, the list for Record Store Day 2025 was revealed. Just a reminder in case you haven't yet jotted it down that Record Store Day 2025 will be Saturday, April 12th. And while most of us were convinced that we'd see some kind of Captain Fantastic 50th Anniversary Edition this year, it appears that won't be the case, at least not for Record Store Day, April 12, 2025. Instead, we'll get another archival live release, one that I and other collectors have long been waiting for, an album based on one of Elton's May 1977 performances at London's historic Rainbow Theatre. As you may know, in May 77, Elton and Ray Cooper did several shows. I think it was a total of 6. At London's Rainbow Theatre. At least one of those shows was recorded, the May 7th, 1977 show. Its tapes later the source for a 1992 European bootleg called Rainbow Rock, which was 2 CDs long. I think it was the full show. And was the show featured on the 1992 2-CD bootleg and was also the source of 2 Rainbow Concert songs released legitimately. More about that shortly. Just as background, the Rainbow Theatre, located in London's Finsbury Park neighbourhood, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, was an important performance venue for 1970s rock, not just British rock, but American rock pop too. Bowie played there, Pink Floyd, Alice Cooper, Frank Zappa, even the Osmonds played there. And if you have a copy of Eric Clapton's The Rainbow Concert, this is the same Rainbow Theatre. The theater itself is still standing, but it's no longer a musical performance venue. I think it's used as a church. So, if the bootleg of the show was 2 CDs long, what do we get on Record Store Day? Well, I'm afraid that's where some of you may feel a little disappointed. I must admit, I am a little. The Record Store Day release will be a single vinyl LP of highlights from that show called Live from the Rainbow Theatre with Ray Cooper, which means this official release will comprise about not even half the full show, just by kind of looking at the track listing here. On the upside, it's great that Ray Cooper's been included in the album's full title, as Elton's Rainbow shows in May 77 were solo piano shows, but with Ray Cooper on percussion for the latter half of the show. And that was, of course, the approach that Elton and Ray would follow again in 1979, while touring Russia, and then later that same year touring the US. Okay, so earlier today, the Record Store Day website showed one track listing for the LP. It was about 9 tracks long. By 3 p.m. Eastern, that track listing had changed a little bit. The first listing included, like I said, only 9 tracks on the LP, and the promo text erroneously claimed that I Feel Like a Bullet was the only Rainbow 77 performance ever officially released, which isn't true. Later this afternoon, that text disappeared and the track listing changed to a 12-song program, some of the tracks different from before, so I don't know what happened there. I'll take it on faith that the earlier one was an error. Also, great news about Lurssen Mastering. They've been doing a great job of Elton's recent archival releases and reissues on CD and vinyl. And great news also about Abbey Road doing the lacquer cutting for the vinyl. So even if you're not happy with the album's length, rest assured it will at least sound very good. Now, about the claim that the performance of I Feel Like a Bullet is the only Rainbow track that's ever been officially released, not true. The performance of Sorry Seems to Be the Hardest Word from this concert was released officially, accidentally, but still officially in 1985 and again in 1998. And that earlier track list on the Record Store Day website included Sorry Seems to Be the Hardest Word, but the track list now doesn't include it. In any event, although it's only a single LP, it's great to get something rather than nothing, so mark your calendars. Again, April 12, 2025, it's going to be great. I shouldn't say this, but despite the lengths I will go for this year's Elton Record Store Day release, I'm actually kind of more anxious about getting that Record Store Day exclusive Smashing Pumpkins Siamese Dream double vinyl reissue with the red vinyl and original sleeve art. Back when I was in high school in the 90s, I had a UK double LP of that album on pink orange marble vinyl. And like a fool, I sold it several years later. I also had an original triple LP, Melancholy, with the limited number on the front. I sold them all because I'm stupid. Anyway, I've always regretted that, obviously. The 2012 reissue of Siamese Dream had the reimagined sleeve art, which I really didn't like, so I never bought that. This Record Store Day release will probably be the closest I ever get to replacing my beloved high school vinyl copy of Siamese Dream. So for me, this year, priority one will actually be Smashing Pumpkins, and then Elton's Rainbow Disc, second priority. Please don't unsubscribe. This is still Collecting Elton, and Elton is still and will always be my golden god of music. I just have to remain practical about this Smashing Pumpkins thing, because once copies of that are gone, they're gone, man. Until next time, take care, and remember to click like and subscribe.